So you know Minecraft honey blocks? Of course you do. Who hasn't been wandering around inside a flower forest, spotted a wild bee, and then decided to capture it inside a 15-story industrial complex designed to squeeze every last drop of honey from its mortal soul? Well, at least I have. But if you don't know, if you throw an item onto the side of a honey block, it slides down the side slowly. This can be used for various cool contraptions, such as an item display waterfall inside your base. I mean, who doesn't want that? What better way to flex on the disgusting poor people inhabiting your server than a diamond shower? Don't even think about touching me. Why don't you get a job, huh? God, you smell. So what I have here is one of these item walls in game, and sure, they look pretty cool, but you know what I see when I see this? I see opportunity! I want to get a cauldron and just suck up all the items, and I thought, hey, maybe this might make a cool game. This cauldron can act as a sort of platform. We move left and right, and we have to strategically try to collect as many items as we can, falling down the wall. So I tried to make this in game, and my initial thoughts on how to do this were probably similar to yours. You see, I thought we can have stairs getting strategically pushed out so that when items fall into this little crevice, this little groove, and then get retracted back, they go into hoppers over here, and then at the end, into the barrel for us to collect. Except, it's actually not that easy. If I dispense this dropper over here to actually dispense some items, you'll see that sure, they go down, but as soon as you actually try to collect them, they don't go into the crevice. In fact, they get stuck on this little groove at the edge of the block. The reason why is honey is not a full block. I can even stand on the edge. This makes stuff slightly more difficult. So we're going to have to use double piston extenders. When I hit this note block here, it pushes this stairs all the way out, and the piston retracts so that the piston head doesn't get in the way. So when items fall down, they do actually fall into the crevice. We can then retract it, and it gets put into our barrel for our collection. Now this is actually a lot harder than it looks, as the piston extender needs to be tileable, but also fast. This is something I got into issues with very much so later. But for now, let's talk about this little contraption I also made. This is a bi-directional piston feed tape. We can use the fact that this is a movable power source to strategically power our double piston extenders. So when I move it to the right, it's extending a little alcove of our staircases. An expansion on the idea would look something like this. So we have a big wall of honey blocks where our items will fall down, and then we can have our little platform moving side to side. First things first, I actually added an on button which will turn our game on and dispense the items for us. The second thing I did is I made it so that we have some variety in the stuff falling. You'll notice we have some iron blocks, some TNT, and emerald, and I decided let's make them do different things. So for example, the iron is worth 1 point, the emerald is worth 2 points, while our TNT is going to be worth -1 life. The way I did this is just through some simple item filters. We have our emeralds, our iron, and our TNT, which will activate the appropriate circuit here. For example, I put some iron in, and we get a pulse on the light. I put an emerald in, and we get 2 pulses on the light. So over in our next version of the minigame, I decided to actually hook up our live system. Over here we have a big LED display, so when I turn on the minigame, our lives should all appear, of which we get 3 of them. And then we have a TNT falling, and I'll demonstrate what happens by actually collecting it. There we are. And then the items only get collected when the pistons shove it in, so we'll shove that in, and you'll notice one of our lives has been taken off. In fact, 2, I must have collected 2. So the next thing to do from here would be to hook up our score system, to which we have this big 7-segment display made by MyZoomer Gaming. I really wish I could take credit for it, it's really massively made, but I can't. I'm too dumb. So this should now take care of any score we get. So let's say we collect this iron and that emerald. 1, 2, hey, 1, 2, see, it updates and it works beautifully. But the biggest problem our minigame has at the moment, and you may have seen it from the footage, is the user input delay is a travesty. I mean, check this out, I'm gonna move left 1. That takes way too long, and this makes it horrendous to play. So I tried reaching out to Crafty Masterman to see if he had a better solution, to which he said, "Why are you doing this the way you're doing this? Are you stupid? Why don't you use tripwires?" To which he sent me this design over here. And to be fair, he's right. If we can just have a bunch of tripwires in a row, look how fast and responsive that is. But there's one problem with Crafty's design, and that is, if I put an armor stand, it is a maintained signal, which means we run into the same issue we had from the beginning. It gets stuck on the piston head, which means our machine has to be pulse-based, something like this. See that? In and out. That avoids the problem. However, I took Crafty's advice on board, and he did suggest using pressure plates, and this one does feel a lot more responsive. I mean, check this out. I can move left and I can move right. However, look at that. We're already seeing glitches. That one's staying out and that one's staying out. You see, this is an inherent bug with this sort of problem, because as explained with Crafty's example from earlier, we have to use pulse-based piston extenders, and they do not know if they are on or off at any given moment. Why? Because, well, they're pulse-based, which means if I just spam the on and off button, we'll find that it gets desynced. Come on, get desynced. Now, the signal is on while the stairs are retracted, and off when the stairs are not retracted, they're pushed out. The best I could hope for is to just try to make it faster. So I went back to using note blocks, and I gotta be honest, due to my new piston extender, it is a lot more responsive and usable. It really isn't that bad, and I'm fine with using this. It would have been a hell of a lot cooler to have pressure plates where I can move back and forth, but simply that was causing too many issues for me, and the signals was just becoming a nightmare. But as long as you just give it a tiny bit of breathing room while you're moving left to right, then it really is fine and doesn't show up. So the next thing to do was to decorate it and give it a name. I called it Honey Money. And to justify the name Money, I decided to add in a new mechanic, and that is, I'm sick of people playing my minigames for free. I'm sick of it. They're a bunch of freeloaders. So guess what? This one is paid. You now have to put in a diamond block into this barrel to get the game to start. I put in one diamond block, and the game starts. Lovely jubbly. And now I've instead made it so for every point you get, you earn back half a diamond. Meaning if you're able to score 18 or above, you break even and can even make a profit. But see here, we've got 10 points and I've made 5 diamonds. So here I am in Minigame Bay and I've built Honey Money in all its glory. I've additionally added a small little circuit here, which has a 1 in 21 chance of activating on every pulse of the system. But when it finally does, it activates what I like to call turbo mode, which for a couple seconds dispenses a ton of items down the honey wall, making it harder for the player. So I'll put my first diamond in, the machine should turn on. There we are, 3 lives, and it's already dispensing stuff. Now I've got to dodge that TNT, it's definitely coming after me, so I can get this iron on the side. Come on. Yes, nice and lovely. Now the best thing using a feed tape is I can actually wrap it round, and the platform comes through to the other side. Oh, that's probably not good. Need to dodge that TNT, come on. Squeeze past. Okay, we're good. Hey, perfect. Ah, and did you hear that ring? See how we now have a huge wave of stuff falling down? That is the turbo mode activating. So let's see if I can just squeeze in. Hey, it fell out. Okay, I didn't get that TNT. Fantastic. Oh, I think we managed to dodge it. Oh, no. Ah, no. Oh, we're down to 1 life. Come on. Dodge it. I gotta get to 18 points to break even. Damn. Okay, dodge that TNT. It's been a while since the next turbo mode. I'm getting worried it could strike at any moment. You know what? It was a pretty hard start, but I'm getting pretty lucky now. Just nothing but gems. 16, 17, 18. We broke even. It's all profit from now, baby. Oh, we're making money. And then... Oh, no, I think that's it. I just got the 3rd TNT. Is that it? Oh, no. And the game turns off. And the score remains on the scoreboard for you to check it out. So I got 25, that's my high score. And if I check the barrel behind me, we can collect our winnings, which I got 13 whole diamonds. Now, considering I put in 1 diamond block, I have made a 4 diamond profit, which if you're the minigame owner, might not be good. So what you can do is if you really want to, you can actually increase the odds of the TNT to make this harder, so you can make even more money. And that's evil.